I find it comical. I have my tractor running out there. I was filling it up with diesel and it decided to start pouring, so I just let it run while I wait for it to stop. That way I don't short trip it. But since this is a newer Super Duty, I have to use Ford's newer diagnostic software, and it's all web-based. And so you have to log in, wait for it. It'll force an update. That way it works the latest level. And the sad thing is almost every time I've dealt with this software, you'll go to use it, and all you want to do is check codes, and it will force an update, which takes a half hour or more. This is why repairing vehicles is taking longer. They think they're making things better, when in reality they're making things more difficult, where they have more control over it. But for the end user and the people that have to repair it, it drags it out and makes it a real pain in the butt. Okay, I meant to document this first. So you see it says updating software, please wait. It's 5:02. It probably started around 5 o'clock actually. Let's see how long this thing takes. Well, either they're getting faster or I got lucky, because I went and took my tractor and put it in the barn, and we are now at 5:09, and it was done updating whenever I got back. So maybe it only took like 5 minutes or so, but didn't do a very good job. I knocked my Christmas lights down. They're already hanging on. But they fell. Still down at the end a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, see him there. I had to fix those anyway, so now I gotta really fix them. Okay, thankfully to my parents, they're a huge help. Man, I'll tell you what, it's having my son now, once my parents are retired and they have a much more flexible schedule, they can come help watch my son whenever I then basically just walk down to the shop and work, and I'm right here to help. It's just, I'm very thankful. It's super cool that I have this opportunity and my life just works out this way. It's just awesome. We're back on this Super Duty. We just done a reprogram on the DEF system because we really didn't find anything, but we're just trying to make a change to see anything does anything. Well, we also wanted his steering wheel looked at because the heated steering wheel does not work. It does have a code in the system. It's a B135C in the steering column control module, because no longer do we just have wires coming up into our steering through the clock spring. We now have basically wires going into a module and then wires coming out of the module going in the steering column through the clock spring. Everything's complicated now, but I suspected we would have an issue with this, and I was correct. See that cut right there? I'm trying to hold everything right here. I suspect whatever cut the element for the heated steering wheel. Because I got into testing, I'm not going to show you guys everything, but I got into testing and was actually able to get into the test where this is the harness going into the steering wheel, and that's the connector with the clock spring. I need to plug that back in, even though it's not doing anything. I checked resistance across the element and it is open, but then there's also a temperature sensor in the steering wheel to then report back to the module whether it needs to turn on or off. I checked resistance of that, and that shows correct for the temperature outside. It was like between 50 and 68 degrees. So, and this is the steering wheel. It's actually surprisingly a reasonable price. I think they were saying customer price is like $268. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel. That's actually a really good price. The customer, I was thinking it was going to be in the 500 range. So I'll let the customer know parts and labor. We'll find out if the customer wants to do this. Next thing we're going to look at is a Explorer for a no start. Okay, getting started on this Explorer here. You can see behind me, it is a 2016, 2017. It was built October of 16. So sometimes that can mean that it was built in 17, or it's a actual 17 model year. This is actually not just a no start, it's a crank no start. So the engine cranks over, and what that means is like some mechanical lingo, is the engine cranks over, so it spins, but the engine's not actually starting and running. If somebody were to say like a no start, or no crank, no start, so the engine doesn't even turn over. And in that case, you could be looking at a battery or starter. In this case, I did already off camera look, I pulled the oil fill cap where you pour oil when you do an oil change, and I was able to crank the engine from out in the engine bay and watch that my cam was spinning. So it just had, and that doesn't mean that I have no issues with timing components, but at least it means that my cams are spinning, or from what I can tell, that one, and I'm not going to lean heavy on being a mechanical issue. I'm leaning on maybe electrical, something like that. Maybe something with fuel injectors, with the coils, or maybe fuel pump. But let's check codes and we'll see what we find out. Okay, well, I got it started, and you all wouldn't believe how many times I actually run into stuff like this, where I check for codes, no codes in the system, and so I'm like, okay, what's our issue? A bad fuel pump won't set a code. Still to this day, they haven't figured out how to test a fuel, put a circuit on the fuel pump to know if the fuel pump's bad. And so I figured I'll do a relative compression, see if it comes back saying anything bad. And as I was doing that, this is a push button start, so I'm holding the brake pedal and the gas pedal down because I have to hold the gas pedal down to initiate that in the computer, and it keeps from firing the injectors. So I do that, and out of nowhere, the engine fires up and dies. And I'm like, okay, well, it's got everything it needs. What's going on here? Well, I start messing with it again, and I hold the brake down out, doing relative compression. I end up holding the brake down, cranking the engine over, and giving it gas, and ends up cleaning itself out somehow and fires up and runs. The only thing is it's awfully smoky. So it should have theoretically cleared out by now. You guys can see there. And it is very smoky. I did notice when I checked underneath the hood, you may not be able to see, but there's no coolant in the overflow tank that I can tell, or if there is, it's very low. Yeah, it's very low. Should be further up. Yeah, right about where the black meets the vanilla or clear. So we're losing coolant, but where's it going? And my fear is we somehow are introducing coolant into the cylinders. And the only way I can think of that happening is the head gaskets. This thing's still, then again, it's been cranked a lot. I think before I really get to condemning anything and really getting stressed out on anything, I need to shut it off, top it off with coolant, make sure my oil level's full, make sure I don't have coolant in the oil, that'd be bad, and go drive this and see if the smoke goes away. If it continues after I've got the engine up to temp and got those catalytic converters up to temp, it should at that point burn anything out of them. But if it continues to do that after I've driven it and they got hot enough, then we may have an issue.
What's that? Camera. Looks like a fuzzy mouse.
Don't break it.
Don't pull it.
No.
No.
Wife is off today for the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Today's November 22nd. First thing we're gonna start on is this white Chevy, or GMC, to be specific. It needs a left upper ball joint, and I think I said, I may have not included it in a prior video, that it's got a rough country lift kit on it, and it's got their upper control arms and their older style. And when I go on their website to find it, they no longer offer that control arm. And then I contacted them and they said, oh, you need to get a number off of it and then put that number in our website and the right ball joint will come up, and that's what you need. Okay, well, the number I got off of there was a 6696. Nothing showed up on their website, but I did find a 6696 at O'Reilly in a Master Pro. And I think they had a Precision, but the Master Pro's fine. I've had good luck with these. If not, they're still under warranty. And then you can, a lot of times, upgrade. Anyway, so this one looks, for the most part, the same. I mean, it's got a grease zerd on the top, just like ball joint. I'm going to pull that white truck in and pull the left front wheel off, and then separate the control arm from the knuckle and see if that ball joint fits in the knuckle right, and see if everything looks good. And then if it does, we'll try to change it out, and hopefully we're done with that. That's the only thing I need to do on that one. And then the next thing is an Audi. I've got to do several things on an Audi. I sold a bunch of work, and we'll get that in. Okay, I got the knuckle and everything pulled down from this 2500, and we've got the control arm here, and I put the numbers into Rough Country's website and couldn't find anything, but I got the number off of it, and it was a 6696, and it crosses over some ball joints on O'Reilly's website, a Precision and a Master Pro. Well, I said this earlier, and it looks about right. It fits in this knuckle nicely. The original bolt fits on these threads, so I'm gonna press this old one out, and we'll see if this new one fits right. This new ball joint came with a snap ring. I'm trying to see if it's up in there. I don't see it. It's even down. Normally I'd use an impact, but can't get one in here. And I don't want to pull the control arm off, because then I have to adjust alignment stuff, because that's where GM adjusts their alignment, their caster and camber. I'm compressing the ball joint. Got a better angle. I don't know if you guys can see, my light went out, but I got a board underneath the control arm there, propping it up more, so it gives me a little bit better angle, or maybe. We'll see. Something let go. I bet you that was the ball joint pushed through the housing, so I bet you the case didn't even come out of the control arm. Yep. Well, that thing's tight. Okay, now that I've got the ball joint actually out of its case, I'm going to use another adapter here to try to push it out. Hopefully. I still don't see a snap ring. I went digging around in there with a pick and did not see one. Something's happening. Looks like it's going. I'll probably have to change to something else. Yeah, no snap ring. Okay, it's going. But now I need to find something smaller. going. Well, at this point, that ball joint better work. Got it. Yes, and it looks just like that one. Yes, perfect. And one thing I don't like about this new ball joint is the boot. Kind of gets, the boot's about the same thickness as the actual area of the ball joint that gets pressed in, and so it could tear, possibly. Sure would be nice to get an impact on this. We might be all the way in. I think we're all the way in. The 6696 ball joint from O'Reilly Master Pro or Precision is going to work in these. Hopefully this helps you out if you're needing ball joints and you don't want to buy new control arms. I would recommend getting a good ball joint press. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if this will fit between there. Doesn't look like it. How in the actual heebie-jeebies am I supposed, is it like that? Can I, got it. Got it. Okay, now can I do that? I think that's the first time I've ever had to put an axle in a Chevy. Somebody watching this is probably like, what? First time you've done an axle in a Chevy. Hey man, I'm not a Chevy guy. You guys. I just realized this control arm has 2 bump stops. It's really weird. It seems weird. Anyway. Squirrel!
Hawk! Squirrel!
You gotta be. How does that not compress? Oh, ow, ow. That hurt. Ow. Jab my stomach. Okay, I feel like I need to get 1 bolt. And I really wanted to Loctite these bad boys. I'm right there. My tie rod's not in. Son of a... Whew. These Chevys are something else. What the hell? Is it the U-joint or something that's stopping me, or is it... Very confused right now. Did I get the wrong axle shaft? Do I need that real? There was one for a lift, but I didn't think this was gonna have that. Okay, just got back. I quit working on this at 4:40. It's 7:30. That's me running about 45-minute drive there and back. So hour and a half or so driving, plus stopping in a couple other places, getting a drink, and then I had to run by the store once I got back into Jeff. Anyway, I think I got the right shaft. It looks more like the one that I pulled out. It's got the other one. This area was shorter and skinnier. So this one, from what I can tell, feels a lot fatter, and I can already feel right there. Yeah, it's longer. So, I mean, that's not a good indication, but it's, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, again. Yeah, that's just how this goes. I don't even know if this is the right axle. This looks completely different than the one I pulled off. I mean, I don't know. This one's got a round end. I don't even know if that lines up. We'll find out. I mean, this thing's massive compared to it. But the other one I got in there and it did not want to, I don't know. Going from the bottom. That looks like that's the go-to there. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see if we can get bolt holes there. Look like they're gonna line up. Now can I get this in place? This is ridiculous. Oh, jeez. Okay. This one looks like it's gonna maybe work better. You can see that's already on. Up there, my ball joint's in enough. Tie rod's in. Axle is protruding through. There we are. Let's see if that does it. Better. What the heck? What's it? There it goes. There it goes. What the frick, man? Cool. No. Couldn't be the same size as the old one. Okay, let me look up, see what torque that is, and the axle nut. Okay, the upper ball joint is supposed to be torqued to 37 foot-pounds. Already got it, so let's back her off a scotch. But I'll still have to line up. It may still be. Okay. But then I need to line up my counter pin. Axle nut is 188. Yeah. Let's get her. Okay, still got to tighten up my brakes. I think we're done filming on this one. Everything's going together much better. If anything pops up, I will bring you guys along, and then we'll move on to the Audi next.